Welcome to the Explainer. Look, if you're sitting in front of your TV right now just staring at an endless loading animation, wondering why on earth your favorite Xbox games absolutely refuse to launch today, well, you're definitely in the right place. I completely get the frustration you're probably feeling right now. I mean, it is incredibly annoying to finally get some free time, boot up your console, and realize the whole system is essentially a very expensive brick when it comes to actually playing your games. So today we're going to unpack exactly what's happening with this massive global Xbox outage that kicked off on July 27th, 2026. We're going to break down the root causes, look at the current status, and give you everything you need to know right now.
To really understand the sheer scale of this thing, we just have to look at the immediate user reaction. Within just a few short hours of the outage starting, boom, Down Detector was completely flooded with a massive, sudden spike of over 3,000 complaints. And guys, this isn't just some localized glitch hitting a couple of neighborhoods. We are seeing major complaint hotspots completely blanketing the US, heavily concentrated in big tech hubs and population centers. We're talking Houston, LA, San Francisco, New York, and Chicago. On top of all that, scattered reports are pouring in from all across Europe and Asia. So yeah, this is a truly global disruption.
Okay, let's dive into this and look at the exact network failures players are dealing with as we speak. It is basically a total bottleneck at the most critical points of the Xbox ecosystem, and it escalates really quickly. First up, players are getting hit with outright sign-in failures, meaning you can't even get your profile online. But let's say you somehow bypass that and actually get signed in. Well, it gets worse. Game libraries are simply not loading. You might see the thumbnail of the game you want, but you click it and absolutely nothing happens. Beyond that, Game Pass titles are completely failing to start, and, naturally, the final blow is that all multiplayer and online features are totally blocked off.
Now, if you happen to be staring at a massive, incredibly ugly error code on your screen right now, specifically error 0x87107DF, take a deep breath, you are absolutely not alone, and most importantly, this is for sure not a problem with your personal console or your home internet connection. That specific code, that's the smoking gun of this entire outage, and it points directly to Microsoft's backend infrastructure. Let's translate that intimidating string of numbers into plain English. It essentially means you're dealing with an authentication server failure. You see, when you launch a digital game, your Xbox has to briefly phone home to Microsoft servers just to double-check that you actually hold the digital license for it. But because those specific server-side authentication systems are down right now, Xbox literally cannot verify that you own the game you're trying to play. It's kind of like showing up to a concert with a digital ticket on your phone, but the scanner at the door is unplugged. I mean, you own the ticket, but the system can't prove it, so you aren't getting in. Section 1. The official word, Microsoft's response. You know, transparency is absolutely crucial during global blackouts like this. And here is the official response, pulled directly from the Xbox support account over on X. They state, "We are aware that some users are encountering errors when attempting to sign in, see your game library, or launch games. Our engineers are actively working to mitigate the issue." So it's a pretty standard corporate acknowledgement. It confirms everything we've just broken down. However, the glaring omission here, there is currently no estimated time for restoration. They know it's broken, they're working on it, but they just can't promise exactly when you're going to be back online. And this brilliantly illustrates the really bizarre nature of the specific outage. When we look at the Xbox status page, the actual core gaming status technically shows that gameplay servers are working fine, but all the vital supporting services, account and profile, the store, mobile apps, those are all listed as degraded. So the pillars that actually make gaming accessible and functional, they're clearly failing. It's like the playing field is perfectly ready, but the stadium gates are completely padlocked. Section 2. The impact, frustration, and lost time. The real-world impact of this lost time is just rippling through the gaming community today. Organized tournament sessions completely canceled. Professional streamers and content creators are finding themselves totally unable to broadcast, which, let's be real, directly impacts their livelihood. And amidst all this confusion, there are growing fears from players who just recently bought games. They're terrified that they've permanently lost their digital purchases. So let me explicitly reassure you right now, if you just bought a game, your purchase is completely safe. This is purely a temporary licensing check issue. The second those servers return, your games will be right there waiting for you. No need to panic. Section 3. What you can try. Troubleshooting. Now, while there is no magic fix for a massive back-end server problem like this, here's a quick troubleshooting checklist you can run through just to rule out any local glitches on your end. First, dive into your network settings, select Go Offline, restart your console, and then try going online again. this can sometimes force a fresh authentication attempt to push through. Second, do a hard restart of both your console and your router. Like, actually unplug them completely for about 30 seconds. Again, it won't fix Microsoft servers, but it guarantees your local network is totally clear. Third, keep refreshing status.xbox.com for the absolute latest updates. And finally, if you have a mobile hotspot, you can try connecting to that entirely different network. Though, because this is a global issue, your mileage will definitely vary on that one. Ultimately, your best tool right now, it's just patience.
Section 4. Theories. Why is Xbox down? While Microsoft hasn't given us the official postmortem just yet, major microservice outages like this usually fall into one of a few buckets. It could simply be a routine server update that just went disastrously wrong during deployment. It could be a targeted DDoS attack, though honestly, no malicious groups have claimed responsibility for this one yet. Given that specific error code we talked about earlier, it is highly likely to be a back-end database issue directly related to user licenses. Or it could even be a broader cloud provider problem within Microsoft's own Azure network. With these highly complex authentication systems, even a microscopic configuration change can cascade into a massive global blackout. Let's move on and see how this builds into the broader history of the platform. We have to remember that Xbox has survived major outages before. Think back to that massive Christmas outage in 2021. That was incredibly disruptive and lasted for several hours, but it was eventually resolved. So this July 27, 2026 authentication blackout we're stuck in right now, yeah, it's frustrating for sure, but it's not unprecedented. History shows us that once Microsoft's engineers isolate that broken link, they usually communicate regularly and roll out a fix.
Section 5. Next steps. Waiting out the storm.
So what exactly should you do right now while Microsoft's engineers are working tirelessly on this backend problem? Well, this is actually the perfect time to pop in those physical disks you own or play titles that are already set to your home Xbox, since they don't require an online check. If you can't play, maybe take a few minutes to catch up on pending system updates or finally clean out your hard drive storage to make room for future games. Or, and I know this sounds crazy to say to a screen, but maybe this is just the universe's way of telling us to take a well-deserved break and step outside for a bit. As we wait for those servers to light back up, I want to leave you with this larger, somewhat provocative thought to chew on. When massive authentication servers go down globally, completely rendering our expansive game libraries unplayable, do we really own our digital games? It's a fascinating and maybe a little scary reminder of the fragility of digital licenses in the modern era. Keep that in mind, stay patient while the engineers do their thing, and rest assured the servers will be back online soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, keep an eye on those status pages.